Egg bites with spinach. So I have 6 eggs, and the recipe called for, I can't remember how much sour cream, but I used Greek yogurt. All right, now that that's pretty well mixed, I put black pepper in there too. I'm gonna start cutting up my spinach. My spinach has been soaking in water, pure spring water, with salt to kind of like cleanse it. Please note that this is not medical advice ever on my channel. I have just picked up certain ways of living my life over my life because of having worked in the natural food store, because of being really interested in health and nutrition, not because I am studied in those things, but so I still do eat eggs and dairy, but I really have cut back on meat, and I continue cutting back on meat because I don't trust our food system. But that's another story for another time. Spinach, really good for women's health, probably men's health too, but I remember reading recently I forget why it's so good. I think it's rich in iron, which is very good for women's health. So we're gonna just put that right into the eggy goodness. I actually overdid it on the spinach again that I prepared, so I think I'm gonna leave it just like that. I don't want to overdo because it makes it, well, it turned out fine. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Pack in the veggies. When I made these earlier this week, all the greens, when it baked, all the greens floated to the top of the egg bake. And so it was like, it was cute, but it was funny because it was just like green on top, yellow on the bottom. You might hear the tortoise walking around in the background. I actually bought a mic. I bought myself a mic. Can't wait to start using that. I wonder how many times in any given YouTube video I say, I'm so excited, because I am excited. I like making these videos. Actually, let me turn on the light. I don't know if it'll make a huge difference, but. Ah, there we go. Now there's light. So I'm adding more spinach. Now it's heavy on the spinach. I could add more eggs, but I'm not going to. It's going to be heavy on the spinach. And then I'm going to do garlic. I just bought garlic. I love garlic. Okay, so that was my little toaster oven preheating. I have a regular oven too, but I don't know if I'll two-time and make another recipe. I don't know if I have everything I need for the other one I want to make. I want to make coconut flour blueberry muffins, but I might not have all the required items. There we go. All right, and then I've got a garlic crusher thing that I use. It's not my hands. I have a device. I'll go get it in a minute. I just said that in a funny way to me. I'm like, oh, I have a garlic crusher as I proceed to crush it with my hands. Hooey. Peel, peel, peel your garlic. Peel, peel, peel your garlic. Oh, it smells good. So I'm very confused because a lot of people in my area have really bad allergies. And usually the past few years, I've gotten really bad allergies, but not this year. So I don't know what that's all about. I'm happy I don't have allergies, but it's weird because last year I had to take a day off of work because it was so bad. But I'll accept. See, this is cool. So yeah, I worked in the health food store that I referenced earlier, but even before that, I was involved with a very food conscious community where I grew up. Even my own family too, as well, very food conscious. And so it wasn't like we were consistent, but we had a lot of exposure to healthy, natural, organic type living. And so it really did influence me. I was vegetarian from the age of 8 till about 27. I was going to add more eggs, but I'm not going to because, yeah. So now I've got my Pyrex pan and I'm going to coat it in ghee because I've gotten into using ghee in the past year or so. So this is the ghee we used, Organic Valley pasture raised ghee. And I'll be honest, I don't have a pretty way of doing this. As you see, I washed my hands. So I just take a finger and line the corners of my pan with an unmeasured amount. Not overthinking that. Just giving it a little scrub-a-dub-dub with this butter, this ghee. Try to get it on the sides too. All right, and then I've got a paper towel over here. And now we're gonna pour it in. It's a lot of spinach. Heavy on the spinach, but it's not a bad thing. And then I was gonna put cheese on top, but for the sake of time, I'm not gonna do that today. I'm just gonna put this right in the oven. Oh, And I'm gonna start it for 22 minutes. Now I've got all the cleanup, but before I go, today is day 4 of my caffeine cut. I've been making shorts about this, and I have dandelion tea with mushroom powders. I'll show you the mushroom powders I use. So turkey tail, okay, but it's got other things in it as well. Not sponsored, not an ad, this is just what I like to use. So Host Defense Mushrooms mycelium powder, and I've got to use it because it actually, well, it's good until 2027, but I want to make sure to use it and try to get more consistency with it to see if I actually feel any differences. It's got, I thought it had more than turkey tail. It might just be turkey tail. Yeah, I think it's just turkey tail. I was reading about turkey tail and hearing how it is a, I don't know if antioxidant's the right word, but it's like preventative towards cancers. And I want to make sure to do my body right. So yeah, turkey tail. I'm going to get consistent. I will report back on how it goes for me. The mushroom thing is such a trend that I'm very wary of trends, but that one came recommended from my girls back at the health food store. It doesn't really taste like coffee. It tastes like really watered down coffee, if anything. But the other little bit that I have going on this morning, that I am not going to do coffee today. I'm going to do yerba mate. So I will be pouring that later. Now I've got the cleanup, and I'm going to spare you for that. Thank you for joining me in my somewhat messy kitchen. I love making these YouTube videos and connecting with people about health, wellness, and apparently Jesus Christ. I had a video go like semi-viral on all my platforms where I had found this little tiny Jesus. So I'll always shout out my Savior. But I do a lot of other things too, and on this channel, it's not just cooking and Jesus, it's a whole bunch of things. So feel free to scroll around, let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know how you're doing, okay? I'll see you on the next one. Bye.